Is renting your own studio apartment and living completely alone the ultimate expression of adult freedom and peace of mind?
Or does it just lead to isolation and expensive bills, while living with roommates brings an instant community and unforgettable memories?
Hey everyone! We're packing up our notebooks after a exhausting 3-hour seminar today, diving deep into a highly relatable debate: living alone versus living with roommates.
Is it absolute freedom or total loneliness? Let's find out.
Welcome to Versus Mode on English Channel.
We compare daily life to make English simple and fun.
Real life meets real learning.
Compare, learn, speak.
Let's dive in.
Man, that professor can really talk. My brain is totally fried. I am so ready to head back to my apartment, lock the deadbolt, slide into my sweatpants, and just enjoy the absolute silence. There is honestly nothing better than knowing I'm going to have the place to myself for the rest of the night.
Key phrase: to have the place to oneself. It means to have an entire home, apartment, or physical space completely alone without any other people present. Usage: whenever his parents go away for the weekend, Lucas loves to have the place to himself so he can practice his electric guitar without interrupting anyone. Really? That sounds incredibly isolating to me, Lucas. Personally, I love walking through my front door after a long day of classes and immediately hearing the comforting sounds of my roommates chopping vegetables for dinner or playing a lo-fi playlist in the background. Coming home to a dark, completely silent apartment feels a bit depressing. I prefer a home that feels alive and welcoming.
I see where you're coming from, but I look at it differently. After spending all day interacting with classmates and professors, my social battery is at 0. I need a space where I have total control over the environment. My evening routine is very solitary, and I love it that way. I can stream my favorite sci-fi shows without using headphones, eat cold pizza for breakfast, and nobody is there to judge me or start a conversation when I just want to zone out. Word of the day: solitary. It means done, past, or existing alone. Enjoying or spending time by oneself without the presence of other people. Usage: Ava prefers a solitary cup of black coffee on her balcony every morning to clear her mind before starting her stressful office job.
Okay, I will admit that eating pizza in your underwear without judgment does sound pretty comfortable, but I feel like you miss out on those amazing, spontaneous roommate moments. Just last Tuesday, my roommate Sarah and I randomly decided to bake chocolate chip cookies at midnight. We ended up sitting on the kitchen floor talking about our biggest life goals and career fears until 2 a.m. You just can't get that kind of instant connection when you live by yourself.
That sounds like a great memory, Ava. But let's be real. For every midnight cookie night, there's a morning where you wake up and find out someone used your expensive imported shampoo, drank the last drop of your milk, or left their muddy shoes right in the middle of the hallway. Total privacy means never having to compromise on how you want to live.
Okay, let's look at the purely practical side of things, because this is where having roommates is an absolute lifesaver. Living closer to campus is incredibly expensive these days. In my shared apartment, we split the monthly rent, the Wi-Fi bill, electricity, and even household staples like paper towels and laundry detergent. Everyone just needs to pitch in a little bit, and it saves us hundreds of dollars every month.
Key phrase: to pitch in. It means to help, contribute cash, or cooperate with others in a joint group effort, project, or shared financial expense. Usage: if everyone pitches in $20, we will have more than enough money to buy a beautiful graduation gift and a cake for Ava. Saving money is definitely the strongest argument for having roommates, I won't deny that. But you aren't just sharing the financial burden, you are also opening the door to daily drama. What happens when one roommate is short on rent money? Or worse, what if your standards of cleanliness are completely different? That is a recipe for constant household friction.
Word of the day: friction, discord, hidden conflict, or emotional disagreement between people with differing ideas, habits, or personalities. Usage: the lack of communication about who was supposed to take out the heavy trash bags created a lot of friction between the flatmates. Well, we actually solved that problem by creating a colorful chore wheel with magnets on our refrigerator. It keeps everything completely transparent and fair. We rotate responsibilities every week, so everyone knows exactly when it's their turn to vacuum the living room rug, scrub the bathroom sink, or empty the dishwasher.
A chore wheel sounds amazing in theory, Ava, but in reality, someone always slacks off or does a lazy job, leaving you to clean up after them anyway. When I live alone, my apartment is exactly as clean as I want it to be. If the kitchen counter is sticky, it's my fault. If it's spotless, it's my victory. I don't have to play detective or send passive-aggressive texts in a group chat just to find out who left a dirty frying pan in the sink for 3 days.
I'll give you that. Group chat politics can definitely be annoying. But let's look at the emotional side of this. Don't you ever feel lonely, Lucas? Like, what happens when you have a really rough day, fail a surprise quiz, or feel sick?
Of course I have bad days, but dealing with them alone actually forces me to be more resilient. When I'm overwhelmed, I don't want to explain my feelings to a roommate. I want to process things quietly. For me, living alone has given me a deep sense of autonomy. It forced me to learn how to budget properly, cook actual meals instead of ordering takeout, and truly become comfortable in my own skin. Word of the day, autonomy. The right, power, or condition of self-government. Complete personal independence and freedom to make your own life choices. Usage. Moving out of her parents' house and getting her own studio apartment gave Ava the personal autonomy she had been dreaming of for years.
I completely respect that. Learning to be happy in your own company is a massive life skill, but for me, having an instant emotional support system right in the next room is priceless. Last semester, when I failed my chemistry midterm and felt like crying, I didn't have to sit alone with my negative thoughts. I could immediately bounce ideas off someone, get a big hug, and figure out a study plan with my roommates over a hot cup of tea. Key phrase, to bounce ideas off someone. It means to talk about your thoughts, concerns, or creative ideas with another person in order to get their valuable feedback, advice, or reactions. Usage. Before submitting his final essay to the professor, Lucas wanted to bounce ideas off his classmate to ensure his main argument made sense.
That does sound incredibly comforting, Ava. I guess it really highlights that there isn't a single, correct way to navigate university housing. It completely depends on your budget, your introverted or extroverted personality, and what stage of life you're in.
Exactly. Maybe the ultimate modern compromise is living in an apartment building where your best friends live right down the hall. You get all the privacy you want, but social interaction is just a 5-second walk away.
Now that is a brilliant hybrid strategy, best of both worlds. Well, look at the clock on the wall. The campus security guard is hovering near the door, waiting to lock up this classroom for the night. Want to grab a quick coffee at the student union before we head home to our respective sanctuaries?
Absolutely. Let's do it. So, what about you?
Do you prefer the absolute freedom, predictable quiet, and independence of living alone?
Or the built-in community, shared expenses, and vibrant social energy of living with roommates?
Do you value having the entire place to yourself at the end of a stressful day?
Or do you love having a close friend around to talk to whenever you need a laugh? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for listening to the Versus Mode on English channel. See you next time.